We're officially live. Hello, everybody.
Hello. This is Sabrina and this is Katarina.
Hello.
Welcome to our mini tarot series.
Welcome to your tarot journey.
We're doing the major arcanas and we're at number 9, which is Hermit.
The Hermit card. This is for anybody who wants to deepen their awareness or understanding of the major arcanas or tarot in itself, because we kind of dive into the way we do cards. I've been doing cards for over 10 years.
Salud. Sneezing.
Salud. And Sabrina has been doing it for how long now?
A lifetime.
There you
Many
go.
lifetimes.
Many
Millions of
lifetimes
years.
ago. So yes, and this is for anybody who just started their tarot journey as well, because we're going to be really going into depth about the symbolism and all that jazz. So yes,
And all that jazz. So number 9, anyone who knows, number 9 is the end of a journey and the beginning of something new. But it's literally end, because number 10 will be the beginning of something new
in terms of numerology.
Numerology, yeah. And usually we talk about the symbolism of the card. And I mean, to me, the Hermit right away, before even looking at the symbolism, is the leader in the dark.
Right? I like that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've always seen it like
Love
that. He's holding the lantern.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, usually, for me, it's a very gray here, but I always picture him in a cave.
Yeah, usually the Hermit he's
Because he's a cave, right?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Exactly.
But he's wearing he has a staff, a big cane kind of thing,
Grounding him,
which is grounding and stability. And he has his cloak on, which is like protection.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because there's mountains here, which I never really paid attention to. Did you ever see the mountains before?
Yeah, sometimes.
Kind of. I'm always like,
I never really use them in my interpretation.
I never use them in my interpretation.
There is mountains.
Yeah,
it's very true.
And the fact that he is blue, or it's like very gray and cool, to me, it's like calming and but very neutral, right? This card, the gray.
Fine. Neutral. Every time I see it, I feel like, oh, it's time to hide away. I don't see it as neutral. I almost feel it like dark and gloomy.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
To me, I feel like the Hermit is that super. It's that time for inner contemplation and reflection, but he's a wise man, right? Yeah. He's the man that knows he's to me, kind of the high priestess, but a little older, wiser, kind of,
Yeah, because he has like a beard, right?
A little older and wiser, like someone who,
white hair,
the Bodhi, the Bodhi under the tree kind of thing. He's the one that just doesn't need to say anything.
The ultimate person that is just is
the beingness.
Interesting. I like that, because it's true, right? When you get to a certain age, when you've done so much contemplation, when you've done so many internal work, where you go inside and you're like, hey, what's going on, body? What's going on, soul? What's going on, mind? You don't have to say anything anymore. You just have to, all you're doing is being, and people just get it, right? You make a face and they're like, oh, they understand. It's like this unwritten rule where you can read each other's minds at that point. And also, when you see that, let's say when, to me, the Hermit card, if you're asking about love, he's like definitely single. Yes.
I don't see any kind of romantic relationship with this card, unless there's a lover's card next to it. But even though, to me, this is a Virgo energy, by the way, in the astrological, the zodiac signs. He's a Virgo. He's super, he's widowed or single. Yeah, that makes sense. 100%. To me, also, the Hermit card is usually a time of not communicating or not going out anymore. If there's somebody that usually goes out heavily, who likes to interact and mingle, the Hermit card is like, okay, no, you have to go home and be alone. It's the card of self-awareness through action, in isolation. So super, I wrote something nice. It was quiet strength, which I really like that. It's exactly that. It's someone that you could go to for guidance, who might say yes, no. He's like your soul. He's your higher self.
the hermit kind of energy, not someone who has to tell you, like maybe you ask a question and he just says the apple is red and you're like, I didn't ask about an apple. And that's always the way I see the hermit responding. You have to like,
kind
what?
of riddles.
What do you mean? And your mind is like, what do you mean the apple is red or the apple's purple?
He basically doesn't tell you the answer. He lets you figure it out for yourself.
Yeah.
He's that kind of wise man. So yeah. 100%.
Yeah. So if you saw this card in a work related question, I would say that it's probably best to do the job on your own. Like you don't need to be going to seek a team to do this, or maybe, yeah, I really feel like this is like a solitary thing.
It could mean also it could be
like a leader
or
maybe
seek guidance from a wise
Yes.
person who has done it before you as well.
A financial counselor or perhaps something like that.
Yeah, somebody who has experience.
Yeah, that could be that too.
Mm-hmm.
But like the hermit, I really love the hermit because I feel like he's authentic.
Yeah.
He is himself or herself.
No matter what.
And he doesn't have to get dressed up, apparently.
He doesn't
just
care if
wears
his hair
like,
is all over the place.
shaggy, raggy, and like doesn't matter. Like he doesn't. It's not important. The material is not important to him.
He has nothing to prove. Nothing to prove to anybody.
Yeah,
that's what he just is.
He just is. He's like the mentor. He's almost. He's a little bit. He's the way they depicted him here is how a lot of people depict the Hierophant in the new cards. Oh. They try to make the Hierophant look a little bit like the hermit, I find. Yeah. Oh, because the Hierophant is that bishop, cardinal, right? And in the other cards, he's like this guru, like this, right? So I find it interesting. Anyways, it's another earth sign, so perhaps that's why.
Oh, maybe.
In reverse, this is what do you say in reverse?
In reverse could be it's time to get out of your cave.
Yes, 100%.
Time to get out of your cave. You've done the contemplation. You're overdoing it, probably overkill in all the contemplations. Now you have to go out in the world, put in practice what you've learned and get the feedback to see if you've actually integrated. Because for me, the hermit is about integration. But now when you step out of the cave, is it, okay, have you really integrated it all? Are you really ready for the world? It's the ultimate test.
To me, I feel when I see this in reverse, I feel like you're resisting going in.
Oh,
you're like, no, I'm afraid to go inside. I don't want to. I just want to do the outside stuff kind of thing. You're resisting the inner work.
Oh, yeah, that definitely could be another.
But there's so many different ways because, tarot, it depends on the cards that come before it or after it, above it, below it, wherever. And it's the complementary cards that change the whole reading.
It's a storytelling, right?
Yeah, it's a story thing.
Storytelling. It's about telling the story of the question you're asking, of the situation you're asking. So definitely, that's the beauty of tarot, is that every person is going to see it differently. And we see this in every episode, but it's true.
This is good too. This is like ignoring guidance.
Yeah.
Ignoring the wisdom, ignoring you went out and you seeked guidance and then you didn't take it, right? And then you blame someone else for it.
Talking from experience.
Talking from experience here. And there's a whole bunch of things, right? Like the hermit to me is the end of, it's the fool, like the fool going to the end, he's not the ending of the journey, right? He's just like realizing, okay, to do the work, to continue this path, I really need to go in. I really need to take some time and go into my cave.
Really
and be okay with going in the cave, even though everybody else around me is having fun and partying and it's summertime and it's loud music. I got to go in because my body's telling me to go in. My old man inside me is like, hey, yo, I need you to really reflect.
Yeah. The fool's journey comes to this like full circle moment where he's like, I learned all these things from all these people, the magician, I learned to be the magician or learn from the magician, learn from all of these characters. And I was just like, okay. And it's almost like this halfway point, not necessarily halfway, but this point where it's like, well, who am I? Right? He's going to learn his authentic self. He's going to learn who is he really in this journey. because he's picked up all this information, but is it really him? Or is it just regurgitating what he's learned so far from other people?
And it's interesting,
And turning it to
if we
himself.
look at the card before, which we did last week, was the strength. So he, like, here the Fool is getting that strength to go into the cage. Into the cave.
Into the cave.
Wow, man.
It can feel like a cage.
It could be a
for
cage
some people who never has. We're still uncomfortable with being alone, right?
And the next card is the Wheel of Fortune, which we'll talk about next week.
Yeah.
Which is kind of beautiful too.
Yeah.
Because this is like destiny, right?
It's like your contemplation.
You needed to go through
the destiny that you needed to move forward in your journey. Yeah. 100%. Beautiful.
Yep. So that's the Hermit.
Yeah. That's Hermit.
We're
Are we
gonna-
gonna still pick two cards? You can just pick two random ones there. And just give a little interpretation just to give you an idea.
Oh.
It's okay.
So pick one and I'll pick the other. Or pick 7 if you want. Okay.
Oh, rest. How fitting.
Oh,
Basically, the Four of Swords, which is about a woman
and the Ace
or a
of
man.
Swords.
Oh,
Nice.
Interesting.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. So the Ace of Swords is a hand coming out of a cloud holding a sword, and then the Four of Swords is basically 4 swords hanging, and then somebody's basically resting, which looks to be like a coffin of some sort.
But
So-
why am I upside down? I'm totally upside down, dude. Okay. So yeah, like this is the Four of Swords and the Hermit coming together means there's definitely a time for you to rest, to take 4 steps back, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Like
If you weren't sure,
if you weren't
this is
sure
like
about a
double
decision you need to
confirmation.
make, then it's like inner reflection needed, like most necessary,
Yeah,
right?
especially even with the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is usually new beginnings, new ways of thinking, new thought processes. So it's like if you're looking for a new way of seeing a situation, place, or thing, or even a person, it's time to take a step back and really see the bigger picture. Or maybe your mind is just too scattered all over the place that you need to take a step back, rest your mind, so you can actually see this new opportunity.
Yeah, it's clarity. Like
Yeah.
the Ace of Swords
Yeah.
is like, yes, you've done the work,
Mhm.
and now let's go for it. You know,
Yeah.
like we have the sword of truth. You know, there's victory here. There's like she said, there's like the help of God. The universe is protecting you, is guiding
Yeah.
you. But you needed to take this time to reflect a little.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of the times we are impulsive.
Mhm.
We just go for things, which is fine. Yeah, because if you're listening to your higher self. But in this case, whatever your question was, we should ask you. You know what we should do next time? You ask us the question, and we pull out the cards,
I like that. Yeah.
and then we'll answer randomly.
I love that. Yeah. So for
Okay.
the next card, it's going to
Yeah.
be the Wheel of Fortune, and you can ask us any question in regards to family, health, wealth,
luck, whatever.
luck situations, anything, career. You ask us a question. It could be about yourself, even a question for you, and we'll pull the cards. I think that's what we're going to do.
Yeah,
But anyway, this is a great
Yeah.
example of what you can get, but I like that a lot.
yeah, it's a
Because
good
that
one.
means we can answer your questions, and it's going to give us a perfect example in terms
And
of
you can tell us
the
if we
card
like
pool.
nailed it.
Yeah, exactly. I like that a lot. Actually, great idea. High five to that.
High five!
You've
All
been
right.
wondering. It's been like
we want
9 episodes where we're like, we need to get some way to interact and talk to you guys, like specifically, and that's
Yeah,
gonna be great
that's
because that
perfect.
means we can help you in some of your questions, and it gives us an opportunity to really give a
and
clear
that means
example.
that we have 10 to 21, so you have
Exactly.
like 11 more questions
Yeah.
to ask.
And we're
Cool.
gonna try to pick as much as possible different people, but if it's always the same person, well, you can get 10 different questions answered for the next 10 episodes, 11 episodes.
Whatever.
11. So the takeaways.
The takeaways are: who are the mentors and guides in your life, and how can you seek their wisdom? Interesting.
I like that.
And number 2,
What inner wisdoms?
have you gained from past experiences?
What inner wisdom have I gained from past experiences? Yeah, that's actually really interesting. What inner wisdoms have you gained from past experiences? And how were you able to, how did you actually gain that wisdom? What did you do to acquire and really understand that wisdom? Did you go within? Did you Did you go on a hike? Did you go in the middle of the forest to gain that clarity? That'd be very interesting. That'd be really,
or did you go to tarot reader?
Yeah.
Or did you know you like ask a friend? Maybe some of your loyal friends. It's like, pay attention to those. Those are significant in your journey. How can I create more space for solitude?
I like that.
How can you create more space for the cave?
Yeah.
Maybe no more man caves, do a woman cave, man. Like, or any cave.
That could be
Let's
fun.
do a hermit cave.
A hermit cave, yeah. And women, instead of going into your,
Man cave.
women little hut, can you get into this more masculine kind of solitude, whatever that means? I don't even know, like, what that would look like, or I guess I don't know.
It's not masculine or feminine. It's the same solitude.
Technically speaking, yeah.
And what aspects of your life need deeper reflection?
Like, could you give what aspects of your life? Is it in regards to career? Have you been doubting your career? So
do you need to go into the cave to ask yourself,
what do I really
do I really want to be in this job? Am I doing it because it's a great play and benefits, or is it like a passion of mine? But do I really want to be in this relationship, or am I doing it because I've been here for 10 years? Why? Like, these are the big questions. The hermit wants to answer for you.
Very important. Very, very important.
It's all within you.
But those are the 4 takeaways.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week.
Yes.
With your questions.
Ask the questions. And then we'll be able to answer them with the Wheel of Fortune.
Depending how many there are, we're going to pick 1, maybe 2. Who knows? We'll see. But let us know.
All right. Love you.
That's good.
Bye.
Today, and we will talk to you next Saturday. We just made our episode on grief too. If you're interested in that, it was Wednesday. That's our latest podcast episode. And that's it. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.